morning, everybody, and welcome from me. It's a pleasure to see you all here. My name is McAloone, and I'm the guy who's going to lead you through the day today, which is the Sustainable Product Service Systems Day. I'm very excited for the day. In fact, somebody says that you should be careful of what you wish for because it may come true. And everybody we asked to come and speak said yes. So this is my dream day today. It's like Christmas Eve. So I'm looking forward to it very much, and I think that you should do too. Before we go into the details of the day, I'd like to welcome all these things, logos at the bottom. Steelcase is the main sponsor of the day, and Steelcase is one of the companies which is really working towards a servitization strategy and really working towards a circular economy strategy, and they're the main sponsor for the day. Essensis is a small startup company, a spin-out from DTU, which is also sponsoring the day and will be running a workshop this afternoon. And then we have three media partners who've been very, very instrumental in giving some of you a little bit of money off, but also in advertising the event here. So this is a nice partnership that we're having to promote the event. But what about today? So we've called it the Sustainable Product Service Systems Day, and we've had circular economy as the main focus. And why that? Well, one is that we can see that there's a bigger and bigger focus in Europe and further abroad at circular economy. Circular business models being extremely important to focus on. Whether it's from a straight sustainability perspective or it's from an economical perspective, it doesn't really matter. We can see there's a big shift in the industry out there. What I'd like to do, just to set the scene before we go into the agenda, is to show you a couple of slides, which is our reflections. We were asked recently to give our view on where the circular economy is going and where sustainability, where servitization, product service systems, and where circular economy are actually going in the field. Somebody asked us to look 20 years back, to look at where we are today, and to maybe look into the future, 10 years' time, where do we think we're going to be going? 20 years ago, that was where I started my PhD, and where I started to look at product development and to look at environmental issues in product development. The issue of servitization simply wasn't on the agenda at all. The main goals and objectives of the processes in companies, also in universities, was the product, make the product better. The results we were maybe looking at was to go from maybe end of pipe to proactive, to move on that journey. There was a lot of focus on building tools. The basic approach was singular problems. Fix the problem of that material, fix the problem of one small issue in the product. If you asked any company, most companies at least, what does sustainability mean for your organization, they'd probably say it was a cost. The ambition of sustainability in the organization was environment, and the business mindset we were working in was, you could say, the linear economy. We'll come back to that later. What are we changing? Pretty much looking at improving the product. And what decision-making level in the organization were we focusing on? It was pretty much the operational level, so tools and methods for product developers. A lot has gone on over the last 20 years' time, and we can see that today, many companies are talking about servitization, about becoming more focused on providing after-sales service, more understanding of how to better support the product, selling the value rather than the artifact. And the goals and the objectives are probably what we call the product service system. The expected results, maybe we're going from a proactive to a sustainable. Hopefully, in the best case, that's where we're wanting to go. The main aim is, what we're seeing in academia at least, is not tool building, but tool implementation in the companies. We're going from a singular problem approach here to a system approach, looking more systemically at the products and the services and the way in which things fit together to make sure that the running and the value of the products and of the systems actually is the greatest. Maybe the ambition level of sustainability is that sustainability is maybe not a cost anymore, but the big business case isn't there yet. It's maybe just not an extra value. The ambition, sustainability is environment plus social. The business mindset we can see is starting to change now. We're starting to see some closing of loops. Can we see some take-back activities? Can we see some ways of our value being retained in a better way than before? What are we changing? Probably more the process than the product. And the decision-making level that we're working with in companies is more the tactical level, the middle management. How do we start to organize and to help to organize these activities? So those last two slides there, they were more of what we've seen. We've looked in literature, we've looked in industry, we've looked at interviewing companies, and we've actually written a paper on those two last ones. This one here is looking into the future and saying, how could it actually be? How do we think it's moving? We believe that in the future we're looking towards collaboration. Maybe we'll see some cases of companies going from sustainable to restoratory. We have a couple of cases in our local environment here in Denmark, which are claiming to be restoratory companies, putting more into the system than they're taking out. The aim, I think, is going from an implementation to a consolidated integration of sustainability, of servitization in the organization towards a holistic approach. Sustainability needs to become equal to business making. Hopefully the ambition should be both environmental, social and economical capital that we can get out of this. And to do this, we see many people saying that, and we're hoping to see some of this discussion coming out today, that a full circular economy is possibly the way to do it. What are we changing now? We're looking at improving our competencies, and we're looking much more at a strategic level in the organization. So if we put all these three together, this is the palette that you get. Now you can agree or disagree with this view. This is the view that we've taken. And I hope that maybe already this has taken some of you aback, and you say, well, I don't agree with this part of it. Let's discuss this today. The idea for today is to say, what is the way forward with servitization? Can we get an integration between servitization and sustainability? To do that, we have a number of great experts to speak today. So we're very, very pleased to welcome all of these people. First of all, in a couple of seconds, we're going to welcome Nancy. Nancy is going to kick off the day and warm up by asking circular economy and the new industrial paradigm, question mark. And we're looking forward to hearing what the question mark is about, because Nancy's just written a book about it. Hopefully she's also got an exclamation mark at the end. After Nancy, we have a presentation from Steelcase, from Raphael. Raphael is talking about how to accelerate a transition towards circular economy. So not just talking about it and writing papers about it, but actually doing it in the business. And then we get an insight, a provocation I've been promised by Mark. Mark is one of the world's leading LCA experts from Praise Sustainability, talking about the new face of circular economy. Is it more than just hype? Question mark. Just before lunch, we'd like to introduce you to our group, so the people who are behind the day today, with some very short 3-minute pitches, because we think maybe you don't have enough to talk about at lunch. They're going to give you something to talk about. It's their projects they're working on about servitization, about sustainability, about product development. After lunch, there'll be a workshop downstairs where we're going to work through with you how to mature our abilities to boost circular economy implementation. And that is a workshop from this new startup company from Ascensus. After that, we have 3 presentations from companies. Tim will come later this morning, and he's going to present this afternoon from Bricks to Business, experiences from Lego's sustainability journey. Then we have Rasul, who's going to talk about Grundfos Lifelink, another company which is doing it, actually providing a product service system, sustainable and scalable solutions through partnerships and business model thinking. And last but not least, we have Sergio, who's come from Italy to talk about how Fincantieri, one of the largest and most important shipbuilding companies in Europe, is seeing service and sustainability as innovation drivers for the maritime industry. And at the end of all that, we're going to have a panel discussion where a few of us will be gathering up some questions for a panel right at the end of the day. I hope you think we've got enough to talk about and enough to discuss. What we'd really like to do is to create a discussion today. So the more lively the discussion, the better. We don't just want to talk to each other, talk at each other and nod. We'd like some discussion to go on, so we're going to leave good time for discussion. So please think of the questions as we go along. So I'm looking forward to an exciting day, and with that, I'm going to give on to Nancy. Welcome, everybody.